Gemini, you are not here by chance. The universe has aligned every vibration, every heartbeat, every star, so that you hear this message right at this moment. You, Gemini, son and daughter of the changing air, did not stumble upon these words like a traveler who finds a forgotten paper by accident. No, this is destiny. It is a pact. It is a sacred sign. The cards have been laid out, and the stars have whispered your name into the echo of the invisible. Do you feel it? That shiver inside you is not fear. It is the deep recognition that this message is meant for you. The wheel of destiny turns, and you find yourself at the center, like a pendulum swinging between light and darkness. You have felt divided, as if two opposing forces were pulling at you, and yet, here you are, steady, awaiting answers that your soul already knew before your mind even asked them. You are not a spectator. You are the protagonist, and this is the moment when your life begins to take a turn you did not even foresee. Today, the tarot opens with a warning. The enemy does not always show its face. Many times it disguises itself as friendship, as sweetness, as an easy promise. Gemini, open your eyes. There are shadows nearby. Someone smiles but in their thoughts harbors envy. Someone applauds but in their heart desires your fall. You have felt that suspicion in recent nights. Like a murmur you cannot silence. And you are not wrong. The universe tells you, do not ignore your intuition, for it is the voice of the eternal that lives within you. Listen well. What seemed like a blockage was not mere chance. It was chains placed to delay your flight. But what chains can stop the wind? What prison can contain the air? There are no bars that can hold your essence, because your spirit is dual yet infinite, and every time one part of you is stifled, the other expands. Here is the decree you must repeat aloud, to awaken the forces that accompany you. I break chains, I walk in light, I claim my victory. Engrave it in your soul. Whisper it 3 times, and with each repetition imagine how the chains fall, how the enemy dissolves, how the shadow turns to dust before the clarity of your being. Now, Gemini, let us ask, what is divine justice but the echo of your actions returning multiplied? Everything done to you in secret will be revealed. Every wound inflicted upon you will be healed. Every injustice will be balanced. The card of justice appears before me, and her sword shines. She does not delay, she does not fail. And here the message is clear. What was taken from you will be returned, but greater, brighter, more abundant. Think. How many times did you give without receiving, trust without guarantee, love without conditions? Life has not forgotten. The cosmos does not remain silent before such offerings. That is why the promise of victory is drawn on your horizon. It will not be immediate, because all that is sacred is woven in its perfect time, but it is already in motion. And the promise is not small. Love that heals, money that flows, work that opens like a clear path after a storm. Today, here, write in the comments this decree to seal your pact with the universe. I accept the change, I receive the light, I open myself to abundance. And as you write it, feel that your life is already turning, that change is activating in this very instant. And listen, as a way of thanking the universe for bringing you here, for allowing you to receive this sacred sign, give a like to the video. Do it not only as support, but as a commitment with yourself, to open your life to more messages and more miracles. The tarot now speaks to me about your love. If you have a partner, you have felt a veil of misunderstanding between you, as if you were speaking different languages. The advice is clear. Do not fear to open your heart, because transparency is the sword that cuts distrust. If you are single, the energy shows that someone is approaching, someone who brings truth and not disguise, someone who will reflect in you what you truly deserve. Do not fear, because the love that comes does not arrive like a storm, but like a dawn, warm, inevitable, renewing. In money, the stars reveal movements. You have gone through a cycle of stagnation, but the universe says, the material is a reflection of the spiritual. And as your spirit is breaking chains, so will your finances. You will see opportunities, Not always with big names, sometimes in the least expected places, but they will bring a steady flow. The advice: do not fear to diversify, do not fear to open new doors. Abundance does not enter through a single window, it enters through all those you decide to open. At work, a clear voice: stop hiding your talent. You have shone in silence, but it is time to be seen. For what was fire born if not to illuminate? The fear of being criticized is the enemy that wants to silence your greatness. But remember, is not criticism proof that your light is too strong to go unnoticed? Your power color in this cycle will be deep blue, color of the infinite sky, color of the calm that precedes rebirth. Every time you wear it, you will remember that your spirit has no boundaries. Your lucky numbers: 3, 11, 17, and 29. Keep them as keys, because each time you see them, you will know the universe is guiding you. And the spiritual energy surrounding you is clear. The angels of air blow in your favor. Listen to the wind, for in it travel messages, signs, whispers of the divine that will guide you when your mind doubts. Remember, I break chains, I walk in light, I claim my victory. This is your decree, your sword, your amulet. You did not arrive here seeking answers by chance, Gemini. You arrived because your soul already knew this was the moment. Destiny does not make mistakes, and the universe never plays dice with you. What you feel in your chest now, that vibration, is the confirmation that the stars and the cards have conspired to speak directly to you. This is not a general message. It is a personal, intimate message, designed for you, with your name inscribed in the folds of the eternal. And I want you to hear this warning carefully. Hidden enemies still linger. Not all who smile at you want to see you grow. Some watch your steps with the intention of stopping them. Others, even without realizing it, project onto you their frustration, their fear, their envy. And yet, the universe is clear. No one can steal what is destined for you. What can shadows do when your essence is moving air? They want to trap you, but how can one trap the wind? The Seven of Swords card shows me those energies that have tried to take what is yours. Your peace, your ideas, your strength. But that same card carries a secret. What was stolen will return to you, multiplied. And not only that, but it will be revealed who was playing against you. Gemini, prepare yourself for revelations. People unmasking themselves, truths coming to light, situations finally showing their real face. At first it may hurt, but afterwards you will feel liberated. For truth never enslaves, it always frees. Here the universe once again gives you your decree, so that you engrave it deep in your spirit. I break chains, I walk in light, I claim my victory. Each time you repeat it, divine justice will be activated in your favor. And do not forget, the justice of the universe does not arrive late, it arrives perfect. You do not need to take revenge, prove anything, or descend into shadows. Yours is to rise, and while you do, the shadows fall on their own. Let us continue exactly where we left off, in the same prophetic and maternal pulse, as if the voice of the cards and the whisper of the stars leaned over your name to caress you. I speak to you, Gemini, because you did not arrive here by chance. You arrived because an ancient force gently pushed you to this threshold. You feel that something is approaching, don't you? That something is not chaos. It is destiny arranging itself in your favor. And yet, before the dawn, the night guards its last shadow. So first, a loving warning. Do not lower your guard against the small cracks where the cold enters. The doubt you allow for 5 minutes can anchor chains for 5 weeks. Watch your thoughts as a guardian watches the fire, without fear, but with attention. Do not feed the voice that tells you you cannot. That voice, though disguised as prudence, works for your oldest enemy, your own inner saboteur. You know him. You have bargained with him too many times. Now breathe, place your hand on your heart and decide. Light does not argue with darkness. It ignites and transforms it. I see in the tarot the figure of a mirror. It is not a traditional card, but it appears as a channeled symbol. It is a copper mirror that shows you two faces, the one you display and the one you silence. Why do you quiet your genius when bravery is needed? Why do you stop halfway across the bridge when the landscape on the other side is the one you dream of? Life asks of you a small but resounding gesture. Your yes. Not to everything, but to what is yours by vibrational right. And when you say yes, the mirror stops confusing you and begins to guide you. That mirror, Gemini, today reflects your authentic priorities. Peace, purpose, prosperity, partners who add, projects that excite, people who respect. Everything else, though it may sound tempting, is noise. Figures that once made you waste time reappear on the horizon. Not with hatred, not with drama, simply with draining habits. Conversations that empty you, promises that never arrive, alliances that demand more than they give. To such energies, the clear response is a simple gesture, closing the door without resentment. Divine justice is not seeing the other fall. It is seeing yourself rise without weight, without duplicity, without debt. When you choose elevation, life repositions you. The links that were not yours fall away without scandal, like dry leaves released by autumn. And then you remember that there is no prison for the air, only decisions. Let us speak of love with the precision of a compass that does not lie. If you are in a relationship, your bond asks for a new pact, to speak tenderly without renouncing your truth. When was the last time you showed yourself without armor? No grand speech is needed. Just an honest phrase at the right moment. The tarot shows a table of light wood, face to face, two warm cups, and the decision to listen without interruption. If you hold the gaze and name what you feel, your bond crosses a luminous threshold. There is also a symbolic gesture that helps. A small blue object kept under the pillow for 3 nights, to invite dreams to arrange what waking hours cannot. If you are single, the cards whisper burning patience, not cold patience. Someone approaches with serene steps, not like thunder, but like an inevitable dawn. You will recognize that person not by what they say, but by what happens within you when you hear them. Stillness. Not anxious euphoria, not emotional hunger, but peace. It is a love that does not compete with you, that does not ask you to shrink so it may shine. And remember, you are not looking for halves. You are whole fruit, and what arrives is a garden. In money, the signs align with discipline. I see the 8 of Pentacles, persistent like a hammer of light shaping the form you desire. Opportunities open in sequence, like windows on a speeding train. But they ask for method, agenda, logbook, budgets. Your mind is a brilliant laboratory. Now it must also be a clear enterprise. 3 concrete actions stand out. First, eliminate a meaningless expense that repeats out of habit. Second, set aside a fixed percentage, however small, into a fund that makes you feel master of your future. Third, give a name and date to your most cherished project. Naming is birthing. When you baptize a dream, the universe understands your instruction and moves pieces. If you sell, adjust your message to benefits, not characteristics. If you create, prototype small and move it quickly. If you negotiate, remember your ability to listen is worth money. The better you understand the other's need, the better you place your value. Your work now requires a silent yet forceful affirmation. I deserve to be seen. You have carried talents like fireflies in a jar, shining in the right darkness but hidden from the eyes that need to notice. Open the jar. A key conversation approaches in the workplace. Perhaps with a superior, perhaps with a crucial client, perhaps with yourself in the mirror. The time has come to ask without trembling, to propose without apologies, to lead without asking forgiveness for existing. Not because you are arrogant, but because you are responsible for your light. The cards show an orderly desk, a signature, an agreement that respects your time and your worth. Accept offers that honor your intelligence. Let pass those that buy you cheaply. The spiritual energy that surrounds you is high. Like music you can almost touch with your fingers. Observe the synchronicities. 11:11 when you doubted, a song that answers your question, a casual conversation that confirms the plan you were forming. None of this is coincidence. It is life saying, continue, I am accompanying you. If you wish to strengthen this current, dedicate 7 nights to a simple ritual. Before sleeping, write down 3 things you are grateful for and 1 small action for the next day that brings you closer to your purpose. Do not skip any night. On the 7th dawn, something will unlock. Your talisman color for this phase is serene emerald, that green which speaks of a calm heart and forests regenerating after fire. Wearing it, in an accessory, a garment, a detail, will remind you that the life you deserve does not demand a red line speedometer. It asks for constancy, for clarity. Your lucky numbers now activated: 5, 10, 23, and 50. Seeing them is not superstition. It is confirmation of your path. And at the heart of this part of your reading, I want to invite you to leave your mark by deciding the turn. Write in the comments, as a decree that ignites your inner engines, the short phrase that gives your life the luminous turn you long for. Today I turn 180 degrees towards the light. Write it just like that, without embellishment, like a clean strike of the helm. And as a way to thank the universe for bringing you this message and this decree, give a like to the video. In doing so, you not only support us, but also commit yourself to opening and receiving more signs from the universe to improve your life. It is a simple gesture, but great packs enter through small doors. Hold this torch, Gemini, and let us close with the last part, which is not a closing but a coronation. I offer it to you as one offers a key, with respect and affection, knowing it is your hand that will decide to open. The air stands still for a moment, as if the world were holding its breath to hear your next step. In that fertile calm, I take your hand with the voice of a mother and of an oracle, and I tell you, do not doubt the light you have already chosen. Your visible and hidden enemies, the ones outside with names and the ones inside with excuses, lose strength when you become coherence. And coherence is this: to think with hope, to feel with truth, and to act with purpose. If you do only one of these 3, life improves. If you do all 3, life is reborn. You feel the path widening, don't you? The World card, crowning your reading, appears as a perfect circle that both contains you and expands you. It tells you, you have finished a cycle of learning and it is time to dance with the new. Not out of haste, but out of grace. I invite you, the cards invite you, to a step of conscious celebration. Give thanks in the present for what you are manifesting. Thank you for the right opportunity. Thank you for the right person. Thank you for the timely resource. You do not do it to impress anyone. You do it to imprint into reality your frequency of abundance. In love, the final omen is pure. Clear agreements, laughter that becomes habit, complicity that does not need to prove anything. If you are in a relationship, a stage of joint creation is established. Projects, travels, a home more lived in, even the simple ritual of shared dinners without screens, which ignites the household like an altar. If you are getting to know someone, let it move at the pace of truth. Do not push, do not halt, accompany. If you are alone, this part asks for a date with yourself. Take yourself to your favorite place, treat yourself as you would the one you love most, and observe how the universe mirrors that treatment in its next gifts. In money, I see a concrete income that lightens your shoulders. A pending matter resolves, a negotiation leans in your favor, a talent of yours that seemed secondary becomes the protagonist. Add to this a proposal that will give you visibility. A collaboration, a stage, a mention. Do not minimize it. Great opportunities often enter wearing the shoes of small opportunities. Adjust your posture. Head high, feet firm, gaze that understands its worth. If you must sign, read with self-love. If you must choose, choose what makes you grow. If you must pause, let it be to gather strength. Your work now calls for kind leadership. To lead is not to command. It is to hold the torch while others refine their flame. And you can do this, because the Gemini duality, well-aligned, listens and executes, learns and teaches, asks and proposes. Remember that the room always perceives when someone enters with truth. Enter with truth. This I know, this I can, this I desire, this I propose. Life loves such clarity. The spiritual energy closes with a wide embrace. It is as if an invisible choir surrounded you, murmuring your name so that you do not forget yourself. You will see final signs for 9 days, a butterfly where you least expect it, an exact message from someone you had not spoken to, an opportunity that enters through a door you thought closed. When it happens, say softly, "I receive it with gratitude." That gesture is the seal of the covenant. To keep this last stage alive in your memory, the color that protects and amplifies you is dawning white, the color of the first clouds in the morning. It is a white that does not blind, that caresses. Wear it in details, in spaces, in screens. Let it cleanse your vision. And keep these numbers as bells of confirmation. 1, 9, 19, and 33. If they cross your day, smile. It is the universe winking at you. Before you close this reading, leave a small act in the world. If this word touched you and you feel it was brought by invisible threads, honor that weaving with a like on the video. It is not vanity, it is reciprocity. We say yes to what does us good, and that yes creates a river. And if you feel like it, return to the comments and write again your commitment to luminous change. Today I turn 180 degrees towards the light. Not out of superstition, but out of decision. I give you, lastly, the promise the cards made when they were opened over your name. There will be victory, because you are returning to yourself. There will be love, because you have stopped hiding your heart. There will be abundance, because you have learned to say no to what distracted you and yes to what builds you. It will not be a lightning bolt that snatches you. It will be a dawn that rises a little more through your window each day, until the whole house fills with clarity. And now, Gemini, I close this reading with the simplicity of an embrace. Thank you for listening with your soul. Walk lightly. What belongs to you is already coming your way. Hold your head high, your voice gentle, and your will aflame. I am with you in the wind that pushes you, in the fire that protects you, in the water that cleanses you, in the earth that sustains you. And remember, in the deepest part, you deserve all that is good. Always.